Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Insomniac Ramblings with Lid. I have been severely unable to sleep over the past couple days, and I thought I would just speak from the heart, really get some things off my chest about some things that have been keeping me up at night. Maybe that's why I can't sleep. I don't know. But I've rediscovered my love for fire, and so I'm just gonna hold this candle and we're gonna chat. And I've just thought that, like, now in my sleep deprivation, this would be the perfect time to just, like, speak about a bunch of stuff. Because every night I fall asleep at like 7 a.m. and then I just miraculously wake back up at like 10. I can't stand this. So maybe this will make me feel better. I don't know. But one thing that has been giving me actual nightmares is what some of you may remember from my first ever video, which is that I mentioned that I got kidnapped by the religious cult I grew up in. Oopsies. And I thought I would just talk about the story of events of like everything that happened to me over the course of 8 hours that day, because I never got a chance to actually explain what happened. I let loose some of the details about like some parts of the story, but I never got a chance to like really explain how that happened. Just that it sucked. And believe me, it did. I give that 0 stars. Do not recommend. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so let's talk about it. Basically what happened is that I went back to my hometown, and I'm putting hometown in air quotes because I'm from one of the largest cities in America. So I went back just to go hang out with my friends, my non-cult friends who have never been a part of the cult, and we were doing non-cult activities, just like very basic stuff, like we went to a concert. And then the next day, all of a sudden, guess who appears in my vicinity but one of the elders from the religious cult I grew up in. And I'm thinking, bruh, why are you here? And then I am informed that I am suicidal, which is news to me. And I am informed that I have to come with them because I'm basically given 2 options. I either have to go with them or I have to go with them, because they were threatening to call the police on me because they said that I was suicidal, which is like, again, news to me. And like they were just saying this other stuff and bombarding me with information all of a sudden, which I totally did not expect. I had not been in a cult in a while. Like I definitely left. I feel like I would remember doing that. And I was just like, whoa. Like it was one of those things that's like, I recognize in the moment that like this is going to be a traumatic memory for me, but it's so ridiculous that I literally have to laugh. Like, what are you talking about? I have multiple personality disorder. That is literally not real. That's not a real diagnosis that you can have. Another thing that they said about me was that I overdosed on alcohol several years ago. I feel like I would remember that. Again, I really feel like I shouldn't like try to make sense of all the things that they just like bombarded me with that day, because it really doesn't make sense. And let me tell you a part that actually makes even less sense. They told me that I had to go with them or else they were going to call the police on me and have me arrested because I'm sick and I need help. And they're here to help me. And I'm going to go live at the hospital. You're clearly saying these things to me in earnest. Like, you seem to actually believe that I'm going to go just like live at the hospital now. Even though I'm like, fine. Maybe I'm a little bit too into emo stuff, like whatever. I'm fine. Oh my God, you guys. It was so confusing to me the way that they like genuinely believed that they were just gonna like admit me to the hospital. And they're like, and when we get there, you're gonna be automatically admitted. Okay? Automatically. Again, I have to laugh. I really cannot take these people seriously. I really don't think that I ever did, even as like a kid. Like I was just kind of like, these people are like a little bit bad at everything. I was graciously allowed to make a quick phone call to one of my friends, but it was like 10 degrees outside because this happened in February. So I stepped outside and I called my friend. I was like, yo, dude, listen. I don't know if I'm going to make our Friday hangout, bro. Something's come up, and they're saying I have to go with them or else they're going to call the police on me. And let me tell you why I was afraid of having the police called on me. Because if they hear that a purple-haired person, who they also see running away from them, and they hear that that person is suicidal, what are they going to do? Probably tackle me and put me in handcuffs like the church was threatening me with. Like, that was actually a real threat. So I explained this to my friend, and we basically decided I was just going to go with them. Now, I was still scared because while I do believe that if the police had successfully brought me in handcuffs in front of the church, first of all, just major blow to my ego. Can we be for real? That would be embarrassing. I didn't want that. But like, I didn't know if they were actually going to take me to the hospital like they said. Like, they were telling me all this stuff that was clearly stupid. Like, What do you mean they're just gonna break HIPAA for you and you alone? Like, oh, okay. Well, we know that like HIPAA is a law that protects patient privacy. If you really were admitted to inpatient programs, we're not allowed to like tell people your information. Oh, but we'll make an exception for you because you really mean it. What? Again, I just have to laugh. But basically, we decided that I was going to go with them. So I was just personally afraid, I feel like for obvious reasons, that they weren't actually going to take me to the hospital. I thought that they were going to take me to the church basement and like, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was over for me. I thought it was Jover. I felt like Joe Biden and it was over. Just being for real. You know I got to keep it real. And you know what particularly pisses me off about this incident? A lot of things. A lot of things really piss me off about this incident. But they were just like accusing me of doing all this stuff that's like not even bad. They were like attacking me for having a job and stuff like that. They were telling me they suddenly had just like eminent domained my life. Like they were like saying, oh, and you don't work there anymore. Like you don't have that job anymore. And oh, your roommates, oh, they're afraid of you. You can never see them again. Now, prior to this incident, prior to me starting this YouTube channel, prior to me really going for it in life, as they say, I was not publicly talking about the fact that I had grown up in a religious cult. If you met me in person, yeah, it would probably come up because I don't really know a way to like talk around that. It's a little confusing to mention how your parents just like got married and got divorced, but like never went on a date before that. And it wasn't an arranged marriage. They just decided to do that. Like that's a little bit confusing, for example. Okay. But I wasn't like doing anything that's against the rules. They just have a problem with literally everything that I do, even when it's in a different state, even when I'm living away from the cult with my roommates and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, I reluctantly agree to go with them to the hospital, which they actually take me to. And when I get there, the nurse and the security guards separate us, and then they let me go. Because obviously I wasn't about to be just admitted to a year-long program where I just like live at the hospital because I'm so sick. Oh, and I'm so sick, and Lydia, you need help, and Lydia, we're here to help you. Lydia, you're very sick. What mental illness do I have? Oh, we don't know. We need to figure it out. Actual direct quote. I that is like seared into my brain. That was just embarrassing to watch. These people earnestly try this with me. I personally feel like they are unaware of the monster they have created. You won't leave me alone when I'm not doing anything wrong? Okay, that's great, because I'm going to tell like 1 million people what you did. LMAO. Woo! I think one of my little candles blew out. Did you know? I learned this in middle school from like BuzzFeed or whatever. But you can use like a spaghetti stick to like relight your candle. That seems slightly dangerous. I have a fire extinguisher here, not to worry. Also, it's like in the jar or whatever, but I think I'm fine. So anyway, between the time that the elder just like spawned into my personal space all of a sudden to the time that I was released from the hospital was like 7 or 8 hours at least. I think it was about 8 hours. Guys, this is like the stupidest thing. I don't... This experience in my life is definitely a turning point for me. I have been reliably informed that it made me way more badass, so whatever. I'm going with it, okay? But it's just like a whole new category for me. Cannot express enough how unexpected this was. Very confusing for me. Hence why I may have actual nightmares about this, where I'm just like minding my own business at the store, and then all of a sudden they're like trying to fight me, and I'm like, attention fellow shoppers, like, are you gonna help me? Like... But unfortunately, I think the real answer is that I have to help myself. You know, like nobody's coming along to save me. But it would have been fucking nice at like any point from like birth until now. But whatever, I'll do it myself. I got this. I got this. Okay. Did I mention I am sleep deprived? Just mentally double checking to make sure that I said all the things I meant to say in this video. Do you like my candle, by the way? It's gingerbread frosting. I have no idea where I got it. It smells really, really good. I wish you could smell it through the screen, but it's really nice. So, anyway, they bombarded me. They told me I can't go back to where I live and that I live with them now. They told me I'm fired from all my jobs that I didn't know they knew that I had. And they forced me, under real threat of potential police violence, to come with them to the hospital. I reluctantly agreed because I'm like, okay, whatever, diva. Fucking drama queen, okay. Then they actually, to my surprise, actually take me to the hospital and don't just like take me back to the church where I'm like never seen again or something. And after several hours of sitting at the hospital with them, which was so awkward. I was finally separated from them. And then the hospital obviously let me go. Multiple personality disorder is not a real diagnosis. I've never overdosed on alcohol. I actually have Asian flush, so I don't know what story got misconstrued there, but I cannot drink alcohol. Let me just put that out there, okay? And I'm not suicidal. I feel the need to say that. Because if you had people who were freaky deaky, but then also like, just as a petty aside, they're also like really bad at fashion. Like, can I say that too? Like, that's part of it to me. To me, I feel like that's important for me to mention. Like, never let a bitch with a floor-length jean skirt tell you how to feel about your life. Just saying. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. They're telling me that I'm suicidal. Like, if you had people telling you that you were suicidal and they also just sucked in general, that would kind of freak you out. Like, you might have the occasional nightmare too. So, I don't know. Again, have been reliably informed this situation made me entirely more badass. So, I'm happy about this, and overall, my life has improved markedly because of this incident, which I love. I love that. I started a YouTube channel like the next day because I was like, you want to go? Let's go. I don't think these people are aware. I don't think awareness is their strong suit. I'm very confused how I'm related to any of them. Just whatever. But I've just been able to do so many more things with my life in the past 10 or 11 months since this has happened to me. I saw MCR for the second time. Another thing that kept me going through this incident, on top of all the ridiculousness and just my general will to like not be surrounded by boring people forever, I had MCR tickets. Like, you think I'm just gonna like die for you? Oh my God, you know that one song from MCR that's like, I am not afraid to keep on living. I am not afraid to walk this world alone. My voice is kind of shot because I've been yelling, but I love that lyric. And like, is it a little bit cheesy the way that I love it so much? I don't know. I don't want to sound cheesy, but I'm actually okay if I sound cheesy. That is such a fun lyric to just like sing live at a concert. And it's just, especially after going through all those experiences, like I was petrified of living outside of the cult. I never thought that I could do it. And just so many amazing things have happened prior to the kidnapping incident, after the kidnapping incident. Like, yeah, I am not afraid to keep on living. I am not afraid to walk this world alone. Let the record show that I have good music taste and they don't. Is it petty? Yes. Is it part of it? Also, yes. I don't trust people who just like, as a collective, there's several hundred of them, by the way, as a collective, have like diminished creative capacity and like ability to understand the arts. If you show them a piece of media that is directly making fun of them, they like will not understand. For example, South Park. So all of that to say, I am not suicidal. I am not afraid to keep on living. I am not afraid to walk this world alone. And I hope that if you watching this take away anything from this story, it's that with a little bit of gusto, a little bit of moxie, and a little bit of just like willingness to be weird, you can really turn a lot of the problems that other people or circumstances have caused in your life into good damage. You don't have to let this be a net negative on your life. You can just hold on to that for the time that you need to hold on to that, and then let it go and let it turn into something so much better and just bigger than you and bigger than the problem and bigger than them. Use it as an opportunity to better your life and to do the things that the old version of yourself never thought that you would ever be able to do. I definitely thought I would be dead before the time I was 13. And then I turned 13. And then I definitely thought I would be dead before I turned 18. And then I did. And I never thought that I would be somebody who understands music. And then all of a sudden I could. And I discovered this band, My Chemical Romance, and I just loved them so much. I thought they were so cool. And when I was just a kid, they got back together. And now I've seen them live twice. And like, yeah, these are some things that I like to just say off the top of my head, or just like, that's definitely like the highlight reel. But there's so much more. And I've been able to make like amazing friends. I've been able to make friends in the music industry and just have like really, I don't know, I just feel like I'm making up for lost time recently. I feel like God or the universe is apologizing to me because maybe I don't I don't know if I was supposed to grow up in a religious cult or not. Because obviously that's bad to grow up in like a kitty torture cult. But like, I don't know. Things are looking up for me. Ignore the insomnia part. I still have insomnia. But things are looking up for me. And you know what? I'm going to keep going in life. And so I am determined to keep going. I am determined to get even farther away from this cult than I am right now. And I am determined to get even farther than I ever have before. I am going to do something about this group that has ruined many people's lives. And I don't want to say too many details, but I would definitely consider myself one of the jolliest of the bunch. I'm going to do something about this, whether they like it or not, because they already don't like me. I'm going to make a stand. I am making a stand. I'm taking the DNA and experiences that they gave me, and I am turning it into something incomprehensible. And it's not about them. You know what? It's not about them. It's about everything else but them. I just think that art is beautiful, and I'm turning this ship around. I am determined to not let this get to me, which is really, really something that I like. I never thought that I would be able to say this. Again, absolutely thought I would be dead by now. Definitely had some close calls. More than once. It happens, okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. In conclusion, even when I do not know what the future holds for me, I know they will never get me alive. I just find that fascinating. I have a lot more to say. I have a lot more art to create. And I'm here. Still standing. I don't know how I came out of that environment. I don't know how I exist in the first place. Maybe answers will come later for me. But if they don't, the destination has been worth it all the same. Yes. I wanted to just say like a special thank you to all my friends that have helped me like so much being able to leave this cult. I really appreciate the fact that like me as like a baby ex-cult member was just like, hi, and my name's Lyd, and I just left a cult. Any thoughts on that? I really appreciate that so many of my friends have been so just like willing to be friends with me, you know, like growing up in a cult, part of something that they teach you is that like everybody else is harmful. And then I just kind of like would talk to people and be like, hey, I'm Lyd and I just left a cult, like just now, right now, it's happening. And people weren't out to get me. They were kind and they were like funny and they were willing to help me and compassionate and patient with me and just all these sorts of things that I never thought that I'd be able to experience. I have been making up for lost time, and I'm just like really glad that all my friends are willing to help me share in that experience. So more on that to come. I have some amazing music and art that is coming out soon. I don't know when, but just like, you know, whenever it's ready, okay? I'm not the only person working on this. This is like a multi-person venture. I am in a band. I am the only person who does the YouTube channel though, so LOL. But yeah, thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.